Hi, Internet people. This week's Fangirl Freakouts is actually about the pilot episode of a possible web series called Binge. So Binge is sort of under development. They created a pilot. They're looking for someone to actually pick it up and develop it into a full-length series. So the pilot is like 25 minutes long. It's actually about the length of like a regular television comedy episode. Television comedy episode, that sounds like words. But Binge is a funny yet very dark comedy. So it was created by, I wrote names down, Angela Goldner, and produced by her and HLG Studios. And it is actually inspired by sort of kind of real life events-ish stuff. Angela, on the official website, talks about this. She is recovering bulimic. So Binge is actually about a character who has bulimia and sort of is in these sort of ridiculous situations that are in ways connected to her bulimia. So we meet her, she's in a car, she's apparently slept in her car after a long night out. The car is full of like snack food wrappers. And this guy comes out, apparently they slept together, but she totally doesn't remember right away. They wind up sleeping together again so she can get his coffee mug, which is way cooler than this coffee cup. It actually says, "My other mug is your mom," which will come up later. It's like the goofiest mug. You can actually buy it on the site. But the main character's name is still Angela. She was with that guy, she shows up at work, she was supposed to open the bakery. She's actually the pastry chef at a bakery. And she shows up, she was apparently supposed to open, completely forgot that she was supposed to open at all. And she has to decorate a cake for her friend slash business partner who's having a sort of engagement party. Except she thinks that the friend, not Angela, thinks that her fiance, they're dating, it's not official, like the engagement isn't officially official. She thinks that his mom hates her and that everything is gonna go to crap, but the cake needs to be really good. So Angela's supposed to decorate this cake, but she keeps like eating the frosting, can't focus on the cake, winds up throwing up at the bakery. There is a lot of puke, which, I mean, is to be expected. It's a comedy, it's a comedy. It is a comedy, but I mean, the main character is dealing with an eating disorder, so it's just going to happen. There are also some very serious moments where you see sort of how an eating disorder affects how someone behaves. So Angela, while in the bathroom, gets a phone call, and it's this guy from a food clinic who's like, "You have to be here in a half an hour or you have to pay our daily fee of $1,200. And she's like, "What the crap?" She like rushes over there. She has no idea what's going on. She's like, "You're basically blackmailing me to be here." Turns out this guy saw her at a club, worked at the food clinic, got her to fill out paperwork about the food clinic where it revealed she had an eating disorder based on her answers. And then she signed herself into like inpatient or like partial inpatient therapy, and she's like, "What the, I don't want to be here." And then she like plays the guy and is like, I have to think about it. And then winds up like, "Ha, no," and leaves. That is way more complicated than it seems because they like briefly kiss. She initiates as sort of like a, "Why don't you just make out with me?" Because she's like, "You're totally using this to pick up chicks." We find out later, dude has his own addiction problems and they are not with food. Just saying, I was not expecting that. I was not, he calls his sponsor, I was not prepared. I was just like, what is wrong with what? She winds up going to the engagement party for her friend because she has to drop off the cake after she has this extended like home alone binging moment. And yes, I already said there's puke. There is puke. There's so much, like, she goes to the engagement party and yeah, there's a man there. The man she got the mug from, he's not her friend's fiance. No, but he is related, or he is dating somebody in the room, and it's the mom of the fiance. Yeah, everything goes to crap at the dinner, and it's like, that's bad. And then Angela winds up leaving, and she's like, "No, I'm just gonna go," but her friend winds up driving her home because she like literally pukes outside of her car. She's drunk. She's like on and on. She's drunk a lot of the episode, or like hungover, then gets drunk again. So there's a lot of like, her behavior is kind of erratic. She throws up. Her friend is going to take her home. She makes her friend stop the car. She runs. She winds up running to the clinic where apparently the guy is. She frequently calls him Frodo because she put Frodo Clink in her phone for like food disorder clinic. And she's like, oh, I get it now. It takes her a sec to figure out what it is because she's like, Frodo keeps calling me. Who the hell is Frodo? And she's like super mad at her phone because she doesn't know who it is. But she winds up saying like, help, help, I need help, banging on the door. And then when he opens the door, she looks at him. It says like, Frodo, I'm fine, and passes the crap. She just falls over, which makes sense because she's literally just been drinking and then she was binging and purging on and off at her house. So like there's no food in her stomach, but there's totally, I mean there's nothing in her stomach, but there's been a lot happening in this like random crazy day. And it's a lot. But like the funny moments are super funny. Like they're really funny. There's some like awkward funny at the food clinic where like the person at the front desk is trying to guess that she has bulimia and then wants to check her teeth. Because bulimia does affect your teeth. It's a thing. Because there are lots of reasons, but it does. And there's just that happening. It's a lot. It's a really detailed look at how an eating disorder can sort of control your behavior, because even when Angela is trying to focus, a lot of it is like she's putting food in her mouth or she's thinking about not thinking about food, but she's like constantly eating. And then she has said like she always throws up after she eats. So like she'll eat and eat and eat, or she'll be like picking at food or doing something with food, and then you know that she's going to throw up. Like she like stands somewhere far away from where she is. You can tell she's like going somewhere. She mentions that she's going to throw up, or that she's thrown up at a point in the story in a flashback. There's some cool flashback scenes. It's really well like produced. It's really high quality. Angela, who plays Angela, is really funny. I also really like her friend a lot, even though she's like, I cannot handle this right now. But it's really well done. It is definitely dark. It makes me think of something that you would watch on like FX. Like it seems kind of FX show connected. Which is what I was thinking like while I was watching it. I could see it on FX. It would definitely work as a web series, I think. The episodes would either have to be shorter or like the plot condensed a little, but as a general show I could see it on like FX or on one of those networks where like more stuff can get by, where it's not as like, not censored, but you can sort of do more with shows without having to worry about like flashing mature audience all the time. You still do, but it would still work. But it's really well written, and it's a good examination of eating disorders, and it does, like, there's that. I don't know if they made more episodes, or if they were able to make more episodes, if there would be looks at other eating disorders, or her relating to other people with eating disorders. I don't know. But it was really interesting, and I liked watching it. I've actually watched it a few times, just to make sure I understood everything that was going on. It will surprise the crap out of you, because I was totally, like, the ending. There's a lot of stuff at the end where I was like, what? I was, like, yelling at one point, because I was like, what? It's good. It is good. But it is definitely, like, there's the puking, there is a masturbation scene. You don't see anything, but you hear it. So it's a more adult show, which is why I'm like, it's definitely FX. It is an FX sort of show. So if you watch things on FX, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, like Sunny in Philadelphia, The Mickey, it's a new show. I don't officially know the title, but something that like fits along those lines of like a comedy sort of thing. But yeah, you should definitely check it out. I will link the website down below, which also has the pilot episode on it. You can also buy the My Other Mug Is Your Mom mug if you want. I saw it on there. So yeah, you should definitely check it out, especially if you're interested in portrayals of sort of, it's technically a mental disorder, technically, because eating disorders are, it's your brain thinking about the food, so technically. So like mental disorders, sort of, a little bit of like, it's sort of control issue kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm not a psychologist. Do not take anything I say about psychology at face value, because not a psychologist, not trained to talk about psychological things. But I was on the website, so it's like eating disorders, and I swear it said something about mental disorders, so I didn't like pull that out of thin air. Anyway, it is an interesting pilot. You should definitely check it out. And it'll definitely be linked below. They're also over on Twitter, because I have briefly, like super briefly, talked to the account for Binge. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Twitter at CluffNotes, on my blog, cluffnotes.wordpress.com. I write for the Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com, or on their Snapchat, the Nerdy Girl EXP, and I post recipes on the iZombie Support Group site, iZombieSupportGroup.com. Bye, Internet people.